Why was the Book of Enoch removed from the Bible? The earth-shattering secrets it revealed. Part 1. Introduction. Sowing the seeds of mystery. Beneath the flickering dance of candlelight, where shadows stretch long and secrets whisper from ancient scrolls, lies a profound question that has haunted theological discourse for centuries. We speak of a book, once revered, then cast aside, a text that illuminated cosmic battles and divine judgments, yet faded from the canon of sacred scripture. Why was the Book of Enoch, a volume rich with celestial mysteries and harrowing prophecies, ultimately deemed unfit for the biblical narrative we know today? What earth-shattering secrets did it reveal that led to its eventual exclusion, leaving many to wonder what truths were deliberately obscured? Join us as we journey into the forgotten corners of history and theology to unearth the hidden stories and profound implications of this enigmatic work. Part 2. The Deeper Dive, a journey of discovery. The historical context. A world awaiting revelation. To understand the Book of Enoch, we must first step into the vibrant, often turbulent world in which it emerged. This was not a singular text, but a collection of writings attributed to Enoch, the seventh patriarch from Adam, who walked with God and was no more, because God took him. Genesis 5:24. While the canonical Genesis offers only a fleeting glimpse of Enoch, hinting at his unique relationship with the divine, the pseudepigraphical works bearing his name explode with detail, painting a far grander, more cosmic picture. The oldest parts of the Book of Enoch likely date to the 3rd century BCE, with later additions extending into the 1st century BCE. This places it squarely in the Second Temple period, a time of intense religious ferment, apocalyptic expectation, and profound theological development within Judaism. During this era, Jewish thought grappled with pressing questions: the origin of evil, the nature of angels, the coming judgment, and the ultimate destiny of humanity. The Persian and Hellenistic influences permeated the Near East, bringing with them new philosophical and cosmological ideas. It was a time when the boundaries between the earthly and the heavenly seemed more permeable, and individuals sought deeper understanding of divine intervention in human affairs. The authors of Enoch were not just chroniclers. They were interpreters, visionaries attempting to make sense of suffering, injustice, and the seemingly inexplicable aspects of God's creation and plan. This was a world yearning for revelation, and Enoch offered it in abundance. Decoding the scripture, angels, giants, and cosmic cataclysm. The Book of Enoch is a sprawling, multifaceted work, divided into 5 main sections. It presents itself as a series of visions, parables, and revelations granted to Enoch, who serves as a celestial scribe and prophet. At its core, the book endeavors to answer some of the most perplexing questions alluded to in canonical scripture, particularly the enigmatic passage in Genesis 6:1-4. When human beings began to increase in number on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. The Book of Enoch dramatically expands upon this brief account, revealing a far more intricate and sinister narrative. It identifies these sons of God as the Watchers, a group of rebellious angels led by Semjaza and Azazel. These Watchers descended to earth, not merely to take human wives, but to teach humanity forbidden knowledge: metallurgy, cosmetics, sorcery, astrology, and weaponry. This illicit instruction, Enoch posits, corrupted human civilization, leading to bloodshed, moral decay, and ultimately, divine wrath. The offspring of these unions between angels and human women were the Nephilim, monstrous giants, insatiable in their appetites, who brought terror and chaos to the earth. It was their wickedness and the corruption of humanity that, according to Enoch, necessitated the Great Flood, a divine cleansing of the earth. Furthermore, Enoch details the punishment of the fallen Watchers, bound in chains in subterranean prisons until the final judgment, and offers elaborate descriptions of the heavenly host, the celestial journeys of Enoch himself, and vivid accounts of Sheol and Gehenna, the realms of the dead. The hidden theological meaning, unveiling cosmic order and divine justice. Beyond the thrilling narrative of fallen angels and giants, the Book of Enoch offers profound theological insights that deeply influenced early Jewish and Christian thought. It provides a robust explanation for the origin of evil, not merely attributing it to human sin, but to a cosmic rebellion within the angelic ranks. This offered a framework for understanding the pervasive presence of suffering and depravity in the world. Moreover, Enoch articulates a complex cosmology, detailing the structure of the heavens, the movements of celestial bodies, and the roles of various angelic beings. It presents a world far more intricate and populated than depicted in simpler biblical accounts, revealing a grand divine order that governs all creation. Crucially, Enoch also emphasizes divine justice and eschatology. It paints a detailed picture of the final judgment, where both humans and angels will be held accountable for their deeds. The book speaks of a messianic figure, often referred to as the Son of Man or Elect One, who will execute judgment and usher in an era of righteousness. This messianic expectation and the concept of a pre-existent Son of Man profoundly influence the New Testament's depiction of Jesus Christ, as we shall explore further. The book reinforces the idea that even in the face of overwhelming evil, God's sovereignty and ultimate justice will prevail, providing solace and hope for those who suffer righteously. Controversies and theories. The path to exclusion. Given its rich content and apparent influence, why then was the Book of Enoch excluded from the Jewish and eventually the Christian canon? The reasons are multifaceted and complex. For Jewish tradition, the rabbinic councils, particularly at Yavne in the late 1st and early 2nd centuries CE, were instrumental in solidifying the Hebrew Bible. During this period, there was a concerted effort to define what constituted authoritative scripture, largely in response to the destruction of the Second Temple and the rise of Christianity. Texts that were highly speculative, apocryphal, or seen as promoting views that diverged significantly from emerging rabbinic orthodoxy were gradually set aside. The Book of Enoch, with its elaborate angelology, detailed apocalyptic visions, and unique origin story of evil, likely fell into this category. Its non-Mosaic authorship and the perception of it being a product of later sectarian movements like the Qumran community, who highly valued it, further contributed to its exclusion from the mainstream Jewish canon. For Christians, the situation is more nuanced. The Book of Enoch was widely known and frequently quoted by early church fathers, such as Justin Martyr, Irenaeus, Clement of Alexandria, and Tertullian. It is even directly quoted in the New Testament epistle of Jude, Jude 1:14-1:5, which cites Enoch's prophecy about the Lord's coming with thousands upon thousands of his holy ones to execute judgment on everyone. This clear citation indicates its esteemed status within early Christian communities. However, as the Christian canon began to solidify in the 3rd and 4th centuries CE, concerns arose. Some feared its elaborate angelology could lead to undue speculation or even heresy. Others questioned its authenticity, believing it to be a later composition rather than a genuine work of the Antiochian patriarch. The sheer volume and speculative nature of its content might also have made it seem less grounded than other texts that were seen as more direct revelations. Ultimately, by the time of councils like Laodicea, 363 CE, and Hippo, 393 CE, and the influential decrees of figures like Athanasius, the Book of Enoch was largely omitted from the emerging canonical lists of the Christian Bible. Despite its removal from most canons, the Book of Enoch persisted. It remained part of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Bible, where it is still considered inspired scripture. Its survival in Ethiopia, likely preserved through ancient monastic traditions, allowed it to be rediscovered by Europeans in the 18th century, profoundly impacting modern biblical scholarship and challenging conventional understandings of early Jewish and Christian thought. Part 3. Conclusion. The Eternal Echo. The journey into the forgotten pages of the Book of Enoch reveals not just a lost text, but a profound chapter in humanity's quest to understand the divine. We have witnessed its intricate tapestry of fallen angels, titanic offspring, and cosmic judgments, and explored the theological depths it plumbed regarding the origins of evil, the nature of divine justice, and the hope of a coming Messiah. Its exclusion from the mainstream biblical canon was not a simple act of oversight, but a complex process shaped by historical circumstance, theological discernment, and the evolving self-definition of both Judaism and Christianity. Yet, even in its absence, the echoes of Enoch's revelations reverberate through the scriptures we do possess, subtly shaping our understanding of the spiritual realm and the grand cosmic drama of salvation. Does the story of Enoch and its eventual removal speak to the inherent human tendency to categorize and control narrative, even divine narrative, or does it remind us that truth, like light, can sometimes be too brilliant, too multifaceted, to be contained within a single vessel? Perhaps the greatest secret the Book of Enoch reveals is not merely its ancient prophecies, but the enduring mystery of revelation itself, inviting us to ponder what truths lie just beyond the edge of our accepted understanding, waiting to be rediscovered by those willing to seek them out, guided only by the faint, persistent glow of a solitary candle.